Fijiana are a team who are on the improve, and if you're just dialing in, Fijiana, it's all good on the home front with cyclone Winston ripping in and around the beautiful Pacific Island nation. They had wind speeds up to 327 kilometres an hour, the strongest ever recorded in the Southern Hemisphere. And luckily for the Fijians, there's not a whole lot of damage that's been done thus far. So relief for the women here playing. Alejandra Nieves in charge with a whistle in hand. So that's some relief for Fijiana. I don't know that they're going to get a whole lot of relief from this Australian team, who are going to be looking to hit it running here in Sao Paulo. Emily Cherry and Alicia Quirk just have a little chat.
Interesting to see Emily Cherry with kicking duties, isn't it? Shani Williams sometimes does it, Chloe Dalton sometimes does it. They're not here.
Emily Cherry, and that won't go the 10. Just pulls up, and the captain, Shannon Parry, stepping in for Shani Williams, just concedes, and that'll allow Fijiana to go on attack first via Rongitha.
Play on.
Coasting in behind was Riwai, and that's been jarred loose out of the hands of Rongitha. There goes Kasley, switching to Quirk. Quirk goes to the captain, Parry, who will truck it forward. Here's Turner. Turner was a real handful here last year. She's going to get tackled. A great defence, rather, from Nayo Mbasali, who shut down the initial threat, and that slap back play on will be the call. Pass from Cherry, and Parry comes in, fishes it out, goes to Polite, rips a pass across to Quirk, who wide. The cover defence is excellent from Fiji. Ooh, going in and away is Polite. She's then thrown into the turf by her opposite number, Tisolo. Penalty advantage coming for a high tackle.
And just as well for Australia, because that ball bounced up right into the hands of Nangasao. I tell you what, now Mbasali, you can see the pace, couldn't you? Tracing down Amy Turner there, you can see why she's on debut, you can see why she's been selected for this Fiji team.
Well, generally it's forget the chase when Amy Turner gets her nose through the line, but the long legs of Mbasali shut down that initial raid from the Aussies. Can they do it again here? Fijiana. Here she is again, Turner, and she pops a pass up to Polite. Excellent back and forth from those two. Cherry.
Offside.
Is Kasley. She'll go back to Cherry. Reloaded on the inside, and Cherry dots it down for Australia's first try in Brazil.
In the end, Australia's patience paid off. Fiji's defence really organised back and forth across the pitch, but in the
others. The kick's good, and it is 7-0 in favour of Australia. There she is at the very top. Emily Cherry's on top. There you go.
An important player for this Australia team, because she does score a lot of points, she does score a lot of tries, but she's such a good playmaker, all-round ball player as well, isn't she?
She doesn't go short with the
no mistake.
restart this time. She slaps it up the park.
Play on.
That's come loose out of the hands of Fijiana. Another high tackle is the call. So a little bit of ill discipline hurting Fijiana here, and now kicking, looking for a chase, not getting it in the bounce. Advantage has been played. Well, that's a crazy little pass there from Nangasao, and we're going to pack a scrum for the forward pass.
I think she was trying to offload it over her shoulder to the player coming around to support, I think, but in that situation, it's a really risky thing to do. We saw a couple of offloads from Fiji just before that put them under pressure. The offloading game from Fiji is what makes them stand out, but they've got to do it at the right time, and that probably wasn't the right time.
Good morning to those watching on back in Australia, and if you're not affected by the cyclone in Fiji and you've still got power there, then we hope you're enjoying the coverage as well. It's early hours of the morning in that part of the world. Free kicks played on sharp fashion by Kazlik. Here's the try scorer. Cherry just dances around the defence. It's that easy for Cherry. And she's got all of Australia's points thus far.
It is that easy for her. When you're defending against her, that time Sinai, she looks up and she knows that Cherry's got pace on the outside, so she's pushing wide to cover it. So Cherry, all she has to do is get that little step out of her back pocket, step off the right inside, and there's nothing Sinai can do about it. Quality and class for Emily Cherry, but really simple.
So it is Emily Cherry 14, Fiji yet to score.
What do you think? We're going to get another one of those long kicks into the corner?
Let's find out. No, that's going to slide off the side of the boot. Fiji will get their hands on the ball briefly. Knock on was a call against Australia. Here comes Ellie Green rushing up out of the line. She's got the pace to rush up and then slide if needed. Nungasau. Tapping going here is Nungasau. Fiji. Now the passes starting to stick. That's what we love from the Fijians. Oh yeah, that's how you do if you're in the colours of Fijiana. Super try. Welcome to Sao Paulo, Fiji.
Now that is what the Fijian offloading is all about. That is quite a triumph for Naumba Sali. What a moment again. It's this line she cuts the angles at pace, off the shoulder. Lovely finish and really good intelligence to pick that line. Brilliant moment for her. Try on debut.
Conversion attempt is good, and we are back to a 7-point game with just 20 seconds to run into half-time. Well, it took a while, but it was worth the wait. Their first try here in South America is a screamer. Fiji. Cherry. Going to give the ball to Green in a bit of space. Hasn't had much to do in the first half. Elliot Green. Switching was Turner to Quirk across to Cherry, who gets past one tackle, and Kazlik. She looks up, and well, she might have. Here come Fiji. Tapping on and now going in. This is how dangerous this team is. Nungasau. It was 14-0 and now the margin is just 2.
So good at capitalising on errors, Fiji, because they're always alive to the option to just pop the ball out of contact quickly, move that turnover ball away. Lovely play from Fiji. It's the defence that made that from Fiji, getting up hard in the faces of Australia.
Kazlik just had a little peep with the defender bearing down on her. And now the conversion attempt to lock it up at half-time. Kicks on its way, and it's well hit, but it's out to the right. So that's how it stays at the break. It is 14 points to 12. Australia, narrow leaders over Fiji.
Okay, defensively, they're obviously playing narrow and then pressing hard up on us, okay? So we've got to hold that composure, hold our depth a little bit. doesn't change where the space is. Okay, we hold our down, hold up the closure, we get it out wide, okay, and then we're first in the other threes. Okay, attackingly, them, okay, then offloading. Right, so we're going to stick those first tackles, get those offload tackles. Alright, we've got to stick tackles, okay, but when we have it, we've got to hold on to it, okay, so that's what others be defending on the top. Right, but in terms of the game plan, there was nothing changed. We've just got to complete it, okay, holding depth, visual, okay, a little bit of post, okay, don't let them get their confidence get up, right? Respect them, play like we do, okay? Let's be ruthless, right? Ilya back off, Emma back on, okay? Let's go.
One, two, three, Aussie!
So our cameraman getting you right up close and personal with the Aussie camp there, Tim Walsh. Composed as always. Australia tuning up for this second leg of the HSBC Sevens series via 3 games against Ireland, Sue, at the Sydney Sevens. They were dotted in and amongst the men's draw, and I tell you what, the Sydney Football Stadium, they blew the lid off it there when they saw Australia v Ireland. They loved what was being laid out in front of them.
Such a great chance for the girls to play at home. So rarely do they get to show the Aussie public what they can do. And so brilliant opportunity for them, and by all accounts, brilliant. Great to hear the analysis from Tim Walsh at half-time, wasn't it? So simple, but so clear. Fiji are defending really narrow. That means get a bit deeper, but still get the ball out into those wide open spaces.
Our second 7 minutes of action underway in this Pool A match between Australia and Fijiana, and here's Kaslik cutting the line to pieces. She needs some runners because Wrong-Itha was bearing down on her. They retain possession. Here's Green. Green trying to skip through. Green.
Play on. Offside.
Yeah, ruck form there, so the Fijian defender in behind the ruck was offside, and no advantage played there, so Australia will tap and go most likely.
Australia taking their time this time, get the ball set up. If you don't get quick ball, you might as well take the time to get everybody into position.
Turner switches at the line to Green, who pops nicely there to Parry, who's wrapped up. The defence has been excellent from Fiji after some early starters. That is a super pass, and what a line from Terry. Oh, this is absolutely pure from Australia. That is good as you're going to see.
Yeah, real top quality from Australia. Ivana Polite gets the try, but it's all about the accuracy of the passing here. First of all, that ball from Kaslik to Emily Cherry on the angle, and then that one out to Polite. Each pass, though, was a millisecond before the tackle came in. The timing was perfect, and the accuracy was perfect, and that's why they got in over the try line so easily.
When you are.
Well, if you're looking to coach kids on how to run a line in rugby, how to pass, we present Exhibit A via Australia in Sao Paulo. That was just on the button, and Australia have got the first points of the second half. They lead 19 points to 12.
Yeah, when you've been 14-0 up and the other side comes back, scores 2 tries, you might feel under pressure. Australia not showing any signs of that whatsoever. In fact, probably taking things up a notch in the second half. That really was pinpoint perfect.
Cherry. She goes deep, and back there, scooping up is Relay. Tamoy somehow keeps it in the field of play. Tamoy across the park, they come, Fijiana. Oh, that is a special pass, but it's found the wrong jersey. And now Polite dummied and then slipped past. She's all class. Vania, Polite, and Australia have gone bang bang in the second half.
Chris Cracknell, Fiji coach, would be pulling out his perfectly coiffed hair on the sideline. It was that pass out of the back, wasn't it, from Tinai that let Australian Polite in there. It would have been easy to do a simple switch pass, but instead the loopy pass around the back, really risky, really imprecise, exactly the opposite of what Australia have been doing.
Kicks through, off the boot of Emily Cherry, who figuring heavily across the weekend. It's now out to a 2 converted try buffer in favour of Australia. Yep, if you've got Emily Cherry in your sweepstake as a top point scorer, you'd be pretty happy with her opening performance here in Brazil.
You certainly would. Yeah, we haven't seen a huge amount of Ellia Green, have we? She's been on and off the pitch. Today, Emily Cherry, however, really dominant for Australia.
Etheridge on the park, the experienced Gemma Etheridge. Mangato. And again, the passes are just missing the mark here for Fiji.
No advantage. No gone wide.
They live and die on it, don't they?
They do. It's Tinai, I think, 3 times in a row now. There's offloads to nobody. Just at the right time, it makes perfect sense, but just forcing it a little bit too much and putting themselves under pressure.
They've come a long way from their base in Sydney, the Australians, including that mascot there, Wallamina.
Yeah, thank you. No, it's okay. Crouch.
Gorgeous little thing it is. Love to give it a bit of a spoon in my hotel room. Okay, here go. Australia. By Quirk, and she switches to Tonagato. Kaslik goes to Etheridge. She's crunched. The captain goes back. Parry. Turner. They've lost 40-odd metres of field position have Australia, and Parry goes in across to Tonagato. Tonagato stutters, goes again. Quirk fires the ball to Polite. Polite beats 1, beats 2, and eventually is brought down 30 from the try line. Tonagato. Kaslik at the line. Kaslik straightens, reloads, goes to Tonagato. Terrific pass over the top. Oh, it's forward.
Just slightly forward. Australia 2 players over on the outside, but they just got, because there was a pass inside and the pass back out, they just got a little bit ahead of themselves, but really good attempt to get that pass through the hands quickly.
Time off.
And so great as well, isn't it, Sue, for our referees and our players to start getting a taste for what it might be like in Brazil in August when the Olympics get happening.
Complete? Yeah.
Nobody can wait. August, it's really not very far away now. All of these players, all of the referees, really amazing opportunity.
Fiji, can they wipe a few points off the differential? That is a super pass, and flying is Ravisa. Ravisa runs it in for Fiji.
That's more like it from Fiji, and again it was the offload to Tima Ravisa. The offload's already happened there, and then she just pins her ears back. Charlotte Kaslik desperately trying to get there, but she just makes it exhausting at the end of the second half.
Short, and because they didn't get the kick away, the 30 seconds is left to run. Awful time that will do us. It is Australia opening with a win over Fiji in Brazil, 26 points to 17.